Hello and welcome to the Bodysurf podcast with your Budgy boys, Tim and Owey, hydrated by Hairy Man Brewery. Now, Owey, we've just gotten back from Melbourne. We're going live on the YouTube. We're recording this for iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, any other streaming services that we're up on. How are you feeling, mate?
Oh, I'm really good. And that was seamless. It's like we've been here all day and all night working out all the glitches.
Yep.
And everything is so good. Mate, I'm so excited.
It's why our executive producer, Woofo's on the big bucks. Now, he's been getting a lot of hate mail.
Well, I don't know why.
Woofo, what do you have to say for yourself, mate?
Oh, mate, it's my first time, so I'm giving it a shot.
We'll be gentle.
Yeah, that's right. And to think we're trying to go 360 next week.
No. I think we've got a lot of hoops to jump through before we can go to the 360. Would be fun, but we need to work out some technical stuff first. But yes, welcome to the show. This is Between the Sets, where Owey and I kick back and talk absolutely rubbish. Give us a call if you want to join the conversation. 0432 641 033. That's our open line number. You can give us a call. We'll pull you up on the fader and you'll go straight to air. Now, it is a family-friendly show, so no swearing, please.
Oh, no, please no. And one thing I will say about Urban Surf is that the Between the Sets chat was not great because there wasn't a lot of time in between the sets.
Set. It just kept rolling through.
Yeah, one thing we will say. Wolfo, what would you like to know?
I don't know what the phone number is.
Oh,
please.
you've got your own microphone. You can talk on it. Oh, the phone number. We've only said it 57 times.
People are asking on the chat.
Oh, okay. Well, it's on the Instagram page if you want to go and look at it. I've posted about 15
It's on
times.
the socials.
But that number again is 0432 641 033. Now, please don't call me during work hours because that's my work phone. And my boss won't be too happy with it.
Now, yes, we just went to Urban Surf in Melbourne, had a great time. We recorded a podcast there, had a few chats with some slide handboard riders. Now, one of the standouts for me was getting Hamish on the show, and then we finished the podcast with a good chat with Ace. Now, Ace has been on the show a few times, but we never had a real good chat with him. And he was quite insightful and had a lot to say about the sport.
Yeah.
And some photos have been coming through.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
He was ripping, eh?
Yeah.
Lazy.
And apparently there's, how many photos were taken? Like 9,000 photos were taken.
Close to.
And Trav from Slide Handboards has gone through all of them.
And you know what he's doing? He's putting all of the photos onto individual USBs and then mailing them to us.
I can't wait to get mine.
So there was like 14 of us, 15 of us went down. And
That's
so
right.
a couple of USBs in the mail. I can't wait.
Now, I just want to tell a quick story about my experience at Urban Surf. I was told it was a 7 a.m. tee off. So I planned to arrive at 7 a.m. Now, I get there. My Uber was a little bit late. I get there. I have to fill out some insurance forms and all that sort of stuff. I get through the gates and you boys are already out the back. I had no idea. I quickly got changed, put my flippers on. I talked to one of the staff members there. She was in sort of the lifeguard little...
The hut.
The hut. And I was like, so can I just swim out? She's like, yeah, it's all good. She's like, yeah, we'll just take you right out there. Great. Hop out there. I didn't know you guys had already been surfing for a while. It was already starting to pick up. Now, apparently, I'm the first person to ever surf Urban Surf without a surf device.
Yeah, right.
Because I just went out with flippers thinking
that's right.
I would just try and tackle this thing how I normally tackle most beach waves, but you can't get away with it.
Yeah, we've got a text here saying, Timmy, you were late. There's no ifs and buts about it.
Well, I'll cop that. But yeah, I hopped out the back and the surf was already big. I think it was building up to beast mode, and I was dropping in on these waves without a handcraft. And I got absolutely worked. And I was proper scared of this wave.
The Kookman was like, we need to get him aboard.
Yes.
I think the Kookman even went out of the pool and got you one.
I thank him for that because someone got me the fish and I've never used a board that big. And I think there's a great photo of me dropping in on a wave, getting a bit of air because I had no idea what I was doing. So I became quite scared of the Urban Surf wave. Now, we had a bit of a break, had a bit of a breather. I got my hands on a Grom, which is one of my favorite slide handboards. And then we went out on intermediate mode.
Yeah.
And this was a lot safer for me, a lot more fun. And I found that you were able to sort of push through the wave a bit more, get through that critical section and ride it all the way. Some on those bigger waves, you were getting dumped way too early
Yeah.
and getting stuck in this rip bowl. And then you'd have to try and swim back out. It was a horror story. But I had a lot of fun. Thank you very much to the guys from Slide Handboards Australia, Trav and all the team. We had a great weekend away. But it's good to be back in Sydney, Owey. I don't know if you've noticed my complexion.
Yeah, you're pretty red.
Bit sunburnt. I went out for a few surfs over the weekend. Not much happening here, but it was good just to get in the water. How'd you go? You went up the coast?
Yeah, I didn't actually get in the water too much. I didn't hang out with my Central Coast body surfer mates. I should have, because the waves were pretty good on the weekend. Saturday, I went up to Catherine Hill Bay. Now, if you've been to Catherine Hill Bay, there's a massive, it's like a elevated boardwalk, kind of like what you see overseas, and they have all the shops and thingies on them. But it's an old like oil refinery sort of thing out there, and you can't really walk onto the boardwalk, but you can surf underneath it if the swell's in the right direction. Now, I didn't do that.
Okay.
I was surfing probably 100 meters down the beach, but it was really fun. Little bit of a shorey, and the missus tried to come out, and I was teaching her how to duck dive.
Now, does she have flippers?
No, so I didn't even bring flippers.
Oh, okay.
So we went up there just for a nice little romantic day on the beach, walk around and go for a little explore. I was like, I won't take the flippers, I won't take the handboard, just in case I get sidetracked and the waves are good. And the waves were pretty good, but it was good to just get out there and have a free sesh, because I haven't done that in a long time. So no flippers, no handboard, and I was just jumping into little shorey closeouts. So it was really fun.
Well, a lot of body surfers actually prefer that method. Our good mate, who is a bartender at the Blind Bear, that's how he body surfs. Again, this guy's a great swimmer. I think he's a water polo player and has some big old feet, so he can just jump in and catch any wave. And I've watched some vision of a guy doing it on YouTube who just went out with no gear, got some really cool footage. He seems like one of those sort of, I don't know where he lives. He seems like a very Byron guy. Yeah. And it's that sort of, that whole Zen style of body surfing that's really cool. And
do you know the farm at Byron's up for sale? 20 mil.
What's the farm?
It's it's like organic.
Oh,
and
okay.
Like you come in and you milk cows and
cool. You putting in a bid, mate?
No, at 20 mil, I don't think the turnovers. Surely they're not turning over 20 mil a year.
No.
Wolfo? He's shaking his head.
No idea.
Yes, I feel as if you would know these kind of things, being in that sort of realm of productivity.
Doesn't the guy who owns the farm own that like restaurant that's opening up at Urban Surf?
Really?
It's a restaurant at Urban Surf?
It will be.
There you go.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, yeah, we had a lot of fun there, and this weekend's been great, but also there's been some action over in Hawaii. Now, Corey and Dane are apparently tuned into the live feed. Are they? Wolfo's checking if they're watching, because they wanted a shout out. So, hey, Corey, hey, Dane, thanks for watching. They've been competing at Pipeline. Now, we've been getting all the information sent back to us, and we've been keeping up to date with all what's been going on over there. Owey, have you been following what's been going on?
So I've got the official results here.
Oh, awesome.
Which is good. I've done a little bit of research.
Lovely.
Yeah, a bit of extra info.
Extra info. I love a bit of extra info.
Yeah, that's right. Now, I did ask for a phone charger, so if my phone dies...
Oh, no. We're in big trouble.
Yeah, we are in big trouble. Now, I've got the results. You ready, Tim?
Here we are.
So this is do we want the top 13?
We'll just take the top maybe 4.
Top 4? Okay, let's go top 4. Craig Watson. It's also got their, I think in brackets, their world ranking.
Oh, okay.
So Craig Watson was 7th in the world, came 4th.
Wow.
3rd, Chris Kalima. He was 8th in the world. And then we've got Arthur Pickard, a.k.a. Piccoos. Piccoos. That's an interesting nickname. Piccoos. He was 35th in the world, but came 2nd. And then none other than Mike Stewart.
Oh, Mikey got
number
up
1.
there.
So there you go. That's the top 4.
Now, I saw, the boys having a great old time over there. And it's one of those things that because it's a proper body surfing comp. It's probably the most purest body surfing comp that's out there. They actually have a waiting period. So they were waiting for some waves to come through, and it looked like it picked up. Now, Corey did very well in his first few heats, but I believe he scored around a 4 something. He said he needed a really good wave to get through to the top, and he was happy with the wave, but it just didn't get him there in the end. But he's competed there a few times now, and I think he'll be going over to Hawaii for many years to come. And he's hanging out with all the big boys, which is really cool.
He
as
is. He
well.
was posting lots of photos with Kelly Slater and all the big rigs. It was really, really fun to see. Now, a waiting period.
Yeah.
Do you reckon we can implement that in for Wompoff?
Well, Wompoff has also had some big news break over the weekend now. Ricky Gilby, the founder of Wompoff Australia, has put it out there to the Bodysurf community, and he's asked, should we take Wompoff really far down the south coast to a fire-affected area to try and put a bit of revenue back into their economy? I think it's a great idea. I suggested the farm, Mystics, because I love camping there and I think it'd be a great weekend away. But I'm guessing it wasn't really that fire affected. It's not that far south.
No.
So Ricky wants to take it even further, so we can really help out in the next few months when we start thinking about Wompoff locations.
So he did put out onto his Instagram feed where he thinks the community wants to have it. Put forward your say. Maybe we should take some calls.
Yeah, do we have a caller lined up?
Oh, we don't have any calls.
Well, give us a
lined up.
call if you want your say on Wompoff 2020. It looks like it's going to be somewhere down the south coast of Australia. Now, if you're from the Gold Coast, is that going to put you out a little bit?
Well, I mean, I guess it's going to put everyone out. Anyone who's international.
Not us. It's a little 2 hour, 3 hour, 4 hour drive for us.
That's fine for us, but I mean, people aren't going to really know what breaks we should be surfing at if you're from out of Sydney. I guess it will really be up to the locals.
But it got an overwhelming response on Instagram. I think it was around 70-something% said, yeah, let's take it down south. So I think it looks like we'll be going down south, which is really cool. In the past, Wompoff has been held at the beach of the winner. However, Hawaii keeps on winning. So it's tricky to work out, hey, are we going to ever take this thing to Hawaii or not? But I think the Hawaiians are happy to sort of give up that and put it anywhere in Australia.
Yeah, that's right. Now, we've been asking that they would have it at Avalon for a while.
That's right.
Now, Avalon wasn't really affected too badly by the fires. I mean, the Central Coast had quite a few communities affected, but not Avalon in particular. So going down south, I'm really keen for, and also going for a body surf down south as well.
You said you were going to bury that joke. You told me you were going to bury that joke. And
I lied, Tim. I lied.
You told me this river was shallow.
Well, we don't have a call for
right.
anyone finding out.
Well,
maybe later in the show they will.
Wolfo, can you just let us know, is Belly Slater listening and watching the podcast?
Yes.
Because I've got some Belly Slater news. This is big.
Really?
He's been messaging me. Sorry, Wolfo?
He's definitely listening.
He is? All right. Well, this is for you, Belly. Thank you so much for getting in touch with us. Belly's overheard some of our chats about putting together a theme song, and he has written one for us. Now, Belly's the king of writing songs, especially body surfing related songs. So would you like to hear what he's done for us, Owey?
Yeah, I would love to.
All right. This is Belly Slater's Between the Sets theme song.
Fog gear that's good as swell, that's clean. Join Tim and Owey in between the sets. Between the sets.
Now, do you like that?
I love it. That's really good.
Now, I said, Belly, you might have to get access to a professional recording studio. He's like, no, don't worry. I'll just record it on my phone and send it through. That sounds fine.
Well, that's how I did the Silky Smooth Footy.
So I think we can just play that at the start of every episode now.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, that's good.
I think he came up with another one as well. It was Let's Talk About Sex by Salt and Pepper.
Now, I've been done a few times for putting music on the podcast. It gets taken down immediately. So I was a bit worried about putting that one up, but I think he did record that for me and send that through.
Yeah, he said, we're in between the sets, baby. Let's talk about the you and the chi.
Oh, good gear.
I'd like that rendition. Maybe you can do it at Womp Camp. Now,
Yes.
speaking of Womp Camp, we've got a message from Hamish.
Okay.
Who wants to know the dates. People need to know. They need to book the time away.
Now, we're waiting on a few dates actually, but the Womp Camp date is pretty much the same sort of weekend every year, isn't it?
It's the last weekend of June.
Okay.
Now, I was having a surf with some of the Central Coast guys a few weeks ago that run it. And they were saying, listen, it's probably going to be the last weekend of June. So what are those dates? Wolfo, do we have those up? He's quickly going to look at his phone.
He's getting his phone out.
And so I'm sure, like, if it's not the last week of June, it's the second last week of June. So one of those 2 weekends. Maybe take them both off.
And normally the guys who run the Womp Camp Instagram page would put out a little promotional video getting everyone excited. So we might see something soon. Maybe we can be a part of it. I think one year everyone sent in like they were singing a line of a song.
Yeah, the Womp
to
Camp song.
Yeah, I'd like to do something like that.
Now, Wolfo, what are those dates?
I'm guessing it'll be either the 27th, 28th of June or the 20th, 21st.
Okay, the first one again?
20th and 21st of June.
No, that's the wrong one. What's the
No,
one after that?
no.
one?
The 27th and 28th.
Well, I think it'll be the
27th,
27th and
yeah.
28th.
Thanks for
of
that,
June.
Wolfo.
And so this is the thing about, we've got a call actually. Let's go to the phones. Now this is the first time because this is not a call-in show. Hello, who is on the phone? You're on the Bodysurf podcast.
Yeah, it's the captain here.
Oh, Kookman.
How you doing, mate?
Good, thanks, fellas. I've got a bit of lag, so I'm watching you speak, but now I can hear myself.
Yeah, turn your radio.
Yeah, that's in delay.
Turn your radio down.
So, first time caller, long time watcher.
Mm. So what have you got to say for yourself?
I'm now getting abused by my wife because she can hear me in the lounge room.
Are the kids in bed?
So, yeah, she's still asleep. One's at school camp.
Good.
So I heard you talking about dates for Womp Camp.
Yes.
So we have been consulting with tea leaves.
Oh, good.
And so I think it'll be that I've got to check school holidays for New South Wales.
Mm.
So I believe it might be it's the week before school holidays start.
Okay.
Now, we're
If that
single
makes sense.
men. We have no idea about school holidays.
So it goes Womp Camp, still one more week of school, and then school holidays?
Correct.
Okay. So if we find out, then
Yeah,
all the
Wolfo's
people-
getting those
Wolfo's-
I'll work out. I've might be 27th, 28th of June.
Yeah, that's what we were thinking.
But I'll confirm. I know we have been chatting about it, so we'll confirm those dates back because we know there's lots of eager listeners out there.
Now, speaking of school holidays, it's looking like Womp Off is going to be on the long weekend again this year. Does that mean the Central Coast body surfers are out again, or are you coming back?
Oh, geez. I'll have to check.
Because if you're not, we would love to grab you as one of our wildcard members.
Well, you're normally away. He's in the Winnebago. Or have you
Well,
got?
that's right.
you've got the
generally,
JCO.
generally Crescent Head time
Yeah,
during the
that's-
JCO time.
Yeah. So, we'll take the Condor.
He's always up. He's
Yeah.
always going the wrong direction. If it's a left-hander, he'll go right.
Ah, love that. That's good.
Well, Kookman, thank you for calling in and keeping us updated.
Yes, and hopefully we see you at Womp Camp in your full getup, because last year when we recorded our Womp Camp special of the podcast, Kookman rocked up in his complete kit.
yeah, in the wedding.
Flippers on, he had his little earbuds in, he had the wetsuit on, and then as soon as we stopped recording, he just walked straight into the water.
And they had the
Well-
smoke, the meat smoker as well.
Oh, is that code? That's prison talk, isn't it?
Oh, mate. This is a family-friendly show, remember?
We were talking about going south earlier, so I thought I'd get in there.
Oh, he's riding that gag into the ground.
All right, wrap him up. Kids,
All right.
kids are in bed.
Okay. Love your work. Keep it going, fellas.
Thank
Thank
you,
Bye.
mate.
Love
you,
too. Bye.
Daniel. Daniel Carr there, long-time listener. And a regular guest, really. He's been on the show many times. And it was interesting. He was at Urban Surf on the weekend, and 2 weekends ago, and it was hard not to grab him because I wanted to chat to him because he had so much insight and a lot to say about the wave. But he's been on the podcast so many times. Now, I believe we have another call, Owey.
We do.
Ahoy, hoy. You are listening to the Bodysurf
G'day.
podcast. Who have we got there?
It's Hamish.
Hamish, how you doing, mate?
Calling from the sunny Gold Coast.
Now, have you listened back to our Urban Surf episode? Were you happy with how you came across in your
I
interview?
have. I can't listen to my voice on recording. It
Oh,
sounds
really?
too weird.
Yeah. That is.
It sounds like you like the sound of your voice if you're on the podcast 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, I got a bit of slack for taking up too much of your time last time, so I'll keep it brief this one.
Okay,
Now-
well, thanks for the call, mate. Bye.
I was going to ask him how he's coping with all the fame, from being a guest on the podcast, but this isn't Kate, Tim, and Marty. You can't just hang up on our callers. We actually like our listeners.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well,
Now,
most of them.
I've got some big news as well. Now, on the weekend, we had one of the biggest meets we've ever had at Cronulla for the Budgy Boy meet on Saturday morning. 7:30 we meet up at Allura Beach. We had a guest from Maroubra come over. Our good mate Robbie Meldrum came over for a surf. So we had a big turnout. Owey, you couldn't make it, and I think there is going to be a leadership spill soon if you keep missing meets. But then
Me?
Yeah. I think Bondi wants your position.
Bondi is head of childcare.
Well, he wants to get out of childcare.
Oh, mate, I'm not losing my spot just because I didn't turn up for 3 weeks. Wolfo turns up every 4 months.
But Wolfo was very smart. He got out of childcare. He goes, "I'll help out with the podcast," and we go,
good.
"Yeah, that'd be great." And then he never shows up here.
That's all right.
But Bait Bay actually had a pretty small meet on Sunday. Now, Bait Bay,
we outscored Bait Bay,
which is amazing because they're a much bigger club than us. But I actually caught up earlier with Luke Brabot to have a chat because he was the only Bait Bay body basher that rocked up to their Sunday morning meet. So, Luke Brabot, welcome to the Bodysurf podcast. How you doing, mate?
Good, mate. How are you?
Yeah, good. So what went on yesterday morning at the Bait Bay Body Bashers meet?
Mate, I was left all by myself.
Now, you guys are the biggest body surfing club out there. You've got over 100 members, I believe.
134 at last count.
Wow, and no one turned up yesterday.
Yeah, so we had a couple of satellite meetups, which I can confirm. We had Uga and his set of mates gallivanting down the coast in some lake somewhere.
Okay.
But yeah, at the Champions Gate 8, it was just me flying the flag, unfortunately.
Now, you were able to still fulfill the main Bait Bay task, which is getting wet, but also posting a photo on Instagram. It was a great photo.
Thank you, mate.
Hopefully you got a few likes with that photo. But did you actually catch a wave yesterday?
Mate, surprisingly, I got one. I got one in.
So that's wave of the day. You got wave of the meet.
Well, I can't confirm nor deny whether I am actually a judge on the panel of the Wave of the Day or the GERD Award. So, as far as I'm aware, there was no committee members there to actually give a Wave of the Day. So it literally went to no one.
I think it officially goes to you. I think you get the GERD Award for being the only person that turned up, and then you were the only one who caught a wave. So you also get Wave of the Day.
Well, I'm not going to be awarding myself anything, but if you guys want to bestow that honour upon me, I'm certainly not against it.
I'm happy to give it to you, mate. Now, I think what we need to do is do a big shout out to try and get as many people as we can down to Cronulla Beach next Sunday to get a huge turnout at the Bait Bay Body Bashers meet. What do you think?
Oh, that would be amazing. That would be amazing. So for those men, women, children, and everyone in between, we have a meetup at 7:30 at Gate 8 every Sunday morning. Interestingly as well, we had a few of the all seasons body surfers down there Sunday morning.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, so
I've never seen them in the water before, so that's cool.
Mate, I can confirm. I forgot the guy's name, but he identified himself as an all seasoner.
Nice.
And he was jumping around the shore. He's him and his mate. So yeah, fun fact. Yeah, they had a bit of a collab unofficial meetup there. But
nice.
back to Gate 8. Yeah, so 7:30 Sunday mornings, all welcome. Join in the photo afterwards, and then we'll have a sippy brew afterwards at one of the regular cafes. So,
very, very nice. All right, we'll try our best to get down there and try and get those numbers back up too. What do you normally average most meetups?
I'd say in the summer we'd get to about, I think our average is maybe 10.
Mm-hmm.
When it's really flat and not much happening, we actually generally get more. We get a lot of shore dwellers that just want to get a few early rays before breakfast.
I'm impartial to a shorey, so I think I've come down a few times when it's been a bit flat.
Yes, and then in winter, we're good. You know what? We're pretty steady in winter. We normally get about half a dozen.
Yeah, nice.
But it was just one of those weekends where people had engagement parties, people down the coast, people in Bathurst.
Or some people in Hawaii. Some people were representing Australia at Pipeline.
I know, and sharing a steak with one and only Kelly Slater.
Oh, how cool is that? I actually asked Corey, before he went away to Hawaii to surf Pipeline, I asked him if he could take a copy of my Kelly Slater Pro Surfing PS2 game and get it signed by Kelly Slater. I don't think Corey was able to manage that one, but that would be cool if I could get that signed one day.
Oh, mate, I'm sure they'll meet again somewhere. Somehow.
Exactly, yeah. All right, Lukey. Well, thank you so much. Hopefully we can get a few more people down at the Bait Bay Body Bashers meet next Sunday.
Nah, appreciate your time, guys. Have a lovely rest of the podcast. Really enjoying it. See you guys. Bye-bye.
Luke Rabot there from the Bait Bay Body Bashers. Thanks so much for your time. Yeah, very unusual things happening there. Normally, one of the biggest clubs going around could barely get anyone to rock up there the other day.
Well, there were a few people away because
that's what he said, yeah.
It was Abby's birthday down the south coast. Now, I directed Uga to a secret spot down there. It took him quite a long time to find it, and he had to ask Hipto to
guide him through it,
as well. But he got there in the end, and he got some nice 2 to 3 foot little wavies there, nice and clean.
Good stuff, Uga. Now, Woofo, how are we doing on the socials, mate? How are we doing with the live stream?
What are the stats?
We actually just lost a couple of listeners.
Oh, no.
Oh, they didn't like Luke.
Poor Luke.
We're down to 15 people listening.
Great. That's good numbers.
And there's not much happening in the chat.
Now, did anyone write anything?
Apart from April Owey's missus, not much. You got Belly's there.
Yeah, Belly was
Hamish,
listening.
obviously.
Hamish,
John Watson, Ryan Campbell.
That's pretty good.
Sean from the Budgies.
Thanks for
Zach Hancock.
Thanks for watching and listening, guys. Now you've got the text line open as well.
Yeah, we've got the text here. So if you, Tim, I wrote the number on this coaster.
I'm using it as a proper coaster.
Now, if you want to text in, the number is 0432 641 text in about anything. We do actually we've got a call.
Should we take it?
Yeah, let's take the call and then we'll go back to the text. Hello, you're on the Bodysurf podcast with your Budgy boys, Tim and Owey, who's speaking.
Tim and Owey, how are you going? It's Ricky.
Hey, Ricky from War Hand Planes. How you doing, mate?
Very well. How are you guys going?
Yeah, all right. Now, were you listening to a bit of speculation we were throwing around about where Womp Off could possibly be held?
Sure was. I'm thinking the same thing. So many options.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I'm liking that the community's supporting going south.
Yeah.
But now the book is open. Like, where do we go from here?
Yeah, absolutely. And you want to go as far south as sort of possible and try and find a fire-affected place that we can sort of help sort of pump a bit of money back into their economy and help them get going again.
Absolutely.
But at the same time, you kind of want to do a little bit of a weekend away. So if we were to do that, would we have a waiting period?
Well, we could have a waiting period that stretches probably a weekend. But people need to commit up front, don't they, really?
So a two
to go
day,
that far.
Yeah. So either Saturday or Sunday, we would be holding the comp.
Absolutely. But the place needs to tick a few boxes, right? So it needs to be somewhere that's going to have obviously good, fairly consistent waves.
Mm-hmm.
Ideally, access, like you say, people can stay nearby.
Yeah.
Somewhere we can throw an awesome after party.
Yeah.
Ideally, somewhere with a decent surf life-saving club, so we can have water safety on site. But yeah, the places are endless. You know, you've got down to Churros, you got all the way down to Narooma, Culburra up near Jervis, Browley, Borley, lots of places around Ulladulla, Dolphin Point, Bendalong. Where do we go?
Absolutely.
What would you like to see us? Where would you like to see us go, Ricky? I mean, you did put it out there. What were some of the responses you got over the week on your post from Instagram?
Yeah, look, popular places were definitely around Ulladulla. Browley got lots of attention, and down into Narooma and Dalmini, that area down that stretch. Those spots do kind of tick the boxes. They've got places nearby. They've got decent beaches, consistent waves. And they're all in need of revenue and people to go down there and support their economies. So all those are on the cards for sure.
Would this kick it up a notch then, Ricky? I guess if we're going south, we can kind of pick a spot that is a bit more open to a few different swell directions. So, for instance, last year we're at Maroubra, which is a pretty good beach. But, I mean, at the end of the day, if the conditions aren't right, as it is with any spot, it's not going to turn on. But a couple of the spots down south might have a northeast facing beach and a south facing beach.
Yeah.
So depending on wind direction, we can kind of tailor it a bit better.
It's Disneyland for surfing down that stretch. So we've just got to find the right place. But what I'd like you guys, if you could guys put a shout out, if there's anyone local down on those stretches that knows the areas, that has a good suggestion of a place that would be happy to kind of coordinate with us, we'd love to hear from them.
And hopefully when we've confirmed everything, you can jump back on the podcast and we can announce it officially here in, a few months' time.
Sure. All right, boys, let's do it.
Before you go, mate, some big news. You have officially named your new red badfish. What was the official name and who was the winner of that competition?
So, the official name, we ended up going with Sunset.
Ooh.
So, it fits well with the other names that we have for the other badfish.
Yeah.
Midnight, Sky, Aqua. Sunset was quite a popular choice. I think there was 13 people total voted for that one. But a guy called Alexander was the first to put it, and I don't know who Alexander is. So hopefully he enjoys his badfish package.
Awesome!
And thank you very much for the name.
Yeah, congratulations, Alexander. And you're getting what does he win? He gets obviously the red badfish, and does he get anything else with that?
He gets himself a badfish. We've got some new merch coming, so we've got some new T-shirts and hats and that kind of stuff. So he gets the full package.
Good gear. All right, Ricky, we'll let you go. Have a lovely night, and we'll catch up with you soon.
Cheers, boys. Keep it up.
Bye. Now back to the text line. Anything else coming through, Owey?
Yeah, Timmy, we've got a few texts here. I don't know who they're from because no one's sending their name. We've got. Hamish has he's texted us a few times. Oi, back to your seats. Ripped off when I hung up on him. That's fair enough. He needs to know the Womp Camp dates. We've answered that one. Now, what have we got here? We've got standing by for live conditions check, Robs. I don't really know what that means. What else yes? Ding, 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 ding. Oh, ask Kookman who his favourite body surfer is. Well, that's not going to happen. He's already off the phone.
We can. Well, Kookman will answer that, so maybe he can. We don't know who asked it, but yeah.
Oh, we have a home phone number calling us.
Geez,
no one's got a home phone.
Let's get this to air.
Okay.
Hello, you're listening to the Bodysurf podcast. Who have we got on the line?
This is your boy Belly.
Oh, Belly Slater. How you doing, mate?
I'm good, mate. Is this Wolfo?
No. This is Tim.
Well, I'm live.
You're live on the air now. What would you like to say, Belly?
Well, what I wanted to say was you guys look so different to what I expected you would look like just by hearing your voices. Like, I imagined Timmy being like a lot broader and kind of darker, swarthy. But he's a full-on ranger. And then Owey, I actually imagined Owey. I thought he was Indian, just by the sound of him. But it turns out he's a ranger. This is a podcast run by two rangers.
Just two pasty boys having a crack. I got very sunburnt on the weekend. It's very hard living this life, mate. Now, we played your theme song a bit earlier. It sounded very good. Are you okay with us playing that every week or every second week here on Between the Sets?
Oh, mate, it would be an honour and a privilege. I would be absolutely honoured. And I thought, I know you've got copyright issues with playing Let's Talk About Sets, but I'm more than happy to sing it live on air if Timmy, you can just drop me a beat right now.
All right, here we go.
Timmy, if you can just drop me a beat right now.
Here we go.
Let's talk about sets, baby. Let's talk about you and T. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things in the sea. Let's talk about sets. Let's talk about sets. One more time. Let's talk about sets. Let's talk about sets.
Oh, well done, Belly. Thank you very much. I think you'll get some royalty checks in the mail for that one and for your original Between the Sets theme song.
Looking forward to them. Look, I've just got one more thing that I need to say. You guys have been talking about the forum for the next Womp-Off, and you've been considering all sorts of things like swell direction and wind direction. But the one thing that you haven't considered is there going to be a good flat track for the fin sprint?
That's right. That is a great question, and something, you know, Ricky probably doesn't think about that much. Now, Ricky's...
Doesn't care about.
No.
Doesn't care about.
Yeah. You've had your say about the fin sprint, and I think some regulations have to come into play soon.
I'm wearing my DMCs.
Oh, what do you think about that, Belly?
How's that feeling?
Yeah, they're good. They feel good. They feel good on land.
Yeah, they're not unlike those Nike Airs that have just recently been banned from competition. Do you need me to wax lyrical about why they should be banned again? Take them off right now and get yourself a pair of Vipers. Put them on and get used to them, because word to the wise, that's going to be the only pair of fins allowed for this year's fin sprint.
Really?
You heard it here first.
You have to wear Vipers.
Have to wear Vipers.
That's
V7.
okay. I've got Vipers. I can train
Yeah,
them.
good.
All right. Well, I hope
love your work, doing
Thanks,
a great
Billy.
job. So good to see you in the flesh. And maybe next time spruce up the place with a poster in the background or something, hey?
Oh, no.
We've bought some soundproofing foam to put up behind it, so hopefully that will set the scene a bit more.
That should look gorgeous. Thanks, boys.
Thanks, Belly. Catch you later, mate. Now, that's a good point. You know, when we go to a lot of these beaches down the south coast, not many of them do have a good 25-metre flat area for a fin sprint. So, Belly, you bring up a very good point. Hopefully, Ricky's listening and can answer those questions. Now, before we go, have we got to mention anything else? No, I think we're pretty good. Have we got time for some jokes or not? We're running a bit over time, but I've written a few topical jokes.
You didn't go into hand plane or handboard.
Oh, that's a phoner. Yeah. Do we have time to go into that?
Maybe next week.
Yeah, let's save that for next week. I'm very interested about two things within the community. The spelling of body surfing. Is there a gap between body and surfing, or is
I
it
think
one
it's
word?
one word.
That's how we spell it. But some, I've seen different things.
When you Google the Bodysurf podcast, it comes up
too.
with the space.
Yeah, there you go. But also, is it a hand plane or is it a hand board? Now, someone picked me up on this from last week's podcast. I was getting it muddled. I was saying different things. And I really just want to know, is there a definite answer? Is there a definition of what a plane is and what a board is? Woofo, have you got any thoughts on this?
The hand plane normally shapes wood, doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
Yeah, so it should be a hand board.
Yeah, but it planes across the water.
That's right. That's right.
It does. You're so right, Wolfo.
That's why he's the EP, mate. All right, well, here's some topical jokes. Now,
we said no, didn't we?
Wolfo gave me a thumbs up. He said go for it. All right. Now, I feel like these are going to bomb hard because I honestly wrote these about 5 minutes before we went to air. So let's see how it goes. Pete Davidson's Netflix stand-up special, Alive from New York, was just released on the streaming service. Have you watched it yet, Owey?
No.
Oh, well, Pete Davidson, of course, is the ex-boyfriend of pop star Ariana Grande. Now, do you think when Ariana is watching Netflix and she sees Pete's special come up, she's like, thank you, next. Eh? No, man. I'm surprised I got a laugh out of that one.
That's good, Tim.
All right, Mardi Gras was on over the weekend, and most people celebrated by taking part in the parade, while I just ate a rainbow paddle pop. It was delicious. I'm killing tonight.
They're good tonight.
Oh,
yeah.
jeez.
Good. You should do this more often.
All right, now this is my big close, my big finish. All right, Corona beer profits are down, and they are reporting a $170 million loss due to the coronavirus. Or is it just because it's a pretty shit beer?
That's good, Tim. You should. Oh, mate, I think you should get tackled off stage again. That's how good that is.
It's funny you say that. I might be jumping up on Wednesday night.
Really?
Yeah,
Whereabouts?
yeah.
Can the listeners come?
Yeah,
come
actually, I should mention my dates. I've got some dates coming up, some tour dates. The Chippo Hotel, Wednesday night, 7:30. This Wednesday.
What about wings?
Yeah.
What about the bear?
I'll be having something else for dinner that night. Probably I think they do a cheap steak, and they do G&T's really cheap at the Chippo Hotel. So come along if you want to see some open mic comedy.
Okay.
Some gear like that.
You know what? I think the first ever Monday Night Live has gone really well. Apart from the glitches at the start.
So all we need to work out is how to get a good camera in here. And we should be sweet. Maybe we need to get some NBN as well. Would that help, Woofo? And some lights.
And maybe a board so we can put calls on hold before we take them
it's
live
funny,
on
I think
air.
that was Belly's joke. Like, is Woofo the call screener? It's like, no, we're just putting these straight to air. Imagine if we got one of these.
Yeah, well, that's... We're only like, I reckon if we keep doing this, we're going to cop a C-bomb, surely.
And we cannot dump. We are not in delay.
We're not in delay, but it's a family-friendly show.
That's
so
right.
You wouldn't ring up and do that anyway, would
Now,
you?
before we go, one of my favourite talk shows used to air on a Monday night after The OC, directed, produced and written by McG. Now, that show was called Roff Live.
Yeah.
Now, Rove used to do a live talk show on Monday nights, quite late night, sort of 9:30ish, so similar to this. He used to have a house band. He used to have Peter Hellier doing some gags. It was good fun. So I think we should end the show with one of these. What the? You like that one?
Do we really need a big setup for a what the? What the? The people can't hear you doing that, Tim.
If they do it,
they can see you, but a lot of people listen to our podcast as a podcast. What the?
All right.
Let's get out of here.
Well, we got to get out of here. Do it all again really soon. But thank you very much for taking part in this very unusual experiment. Hopefully, we'll work out some technical
We're going
stuff
360
soon.
next week.
Oh, that's going to be a real headache. Wolfo's sweating hard.
It's hot in here.
All right. Well, let's get out of here, mate. Do you want to say the sign off? Wolfo, would you like to say the sign off?
No, he's tried it before.
Have you?
No, I've never tried it.
Oh, we've got a call. Maybe they can say the sign off.
Okay. All right. Ready? Here we go. Hello. You are listening to the Bodysurf podcast. Who have we got there?
It's always overhead when you're body surfing.
Bye.